But welcome to the dining room, the only place where we are sitting on them trends. Is that right?
Yeah. Table and Chair Podcast, Episode 2. Gone wrong. Gone.
Christmassy.
Gone. Festive.
Gone cat.
Gone kitty cat. Gone baby shark. Do. Close brackets. Okay. Welcome to the Table and Chair Podcast. So Episode 2. So
It's been a while.
it has. We missed a week, but that's because
It's my fault.
yeah. Oh.
It was my fault because, what was it, on Saturday I was doing something, and then Sunday I went to visit family. So it was my fault.
But we're back and better than ever, and this is our Christmas special, I guess.
Oh my god, it's our
First Christmas special. It's the 23rd that we're recording this.
2 days until Christmas.
Which is pretty crazy, honestly.
Because Cringemas, if you're a Jar Media fan.
And Kretschmer, if you're a friend of ours.
What have we got written down to talk about? Introduction. Oh, fanfiction. That's what I said, wasn't it?
Yeah, you wanted to talk about fanfiction. So,
because I've been going through this thing where I've been reading the cringy fanfiction just to annoy myself. If you know what I mean.
Great.
I've gotten like 100 different. And like every time I go on like Wattpad, they all just update at the same time. I get those notifications.
I read fanfiction from time to time.
Markiplier one. Do you want to read that?
Oh, okay. We're going to do a bit of live reading.
My phone's just froze. I couldn't handle the epicness of fanfiction.
My phone's on like 4%. I can't really do anything about it.
I'm also ill, so my voice sounds a bit
We're
off.
all pretty sick, honestly. It's been a struggle, honestly.
And we're on school holidays as well, which means no such stress.
We jammed out in Rock Band. We should take the moment to talk about Rock Band, honestly.
This fanfiction is on Wattpad. Shall I embarrass the author?
Yeah, go for it.
New neighbours, Markiplier, times reader. X-reader. Sorry.
Should I read it?
By Lizard1600.
If you like Markiplier and you want to read some fanfiction about him, check this person out. Do
they have anyone?
Probably work hard on it,
They have an anime profile picture. Yeah, she has another Markiplier, 2. So she has 3 Markiplier ones.
Quite
4,
dedicated.
5.
Dedication.
She's got a Jacksepticeye one. A 5.
Kind of going hand in hand, supposedly.
5 Nights.
5 Nights at Red. Okay. You gonna read it out? Do you want me to read?
Do you want to be the narrator and I'll do all the all the speech?
Okay.
I don't know why I said quotations. Okay.
Chapter 1. Crash. You leaned back in your chair, refreshing YouTube on your phone for the third time in 5 minutes. You had literally just moved into your apartment in LA, walking in the door roughly 45 minutes ago. But it was that time of day, your favorite time of day, the time when Markiplier uploads. Markiplier had instantly been your favorite YouTuber since you first saw his channel a few years ago. And you wouldn't admit it to anyone else but yourself. But you may have had a little bit of a crush on him. ... Refreshing it again, you find that there was still no video on your homepage on YouTube. Growing impatient, you decided to check Twitter or Facebook, hoping to see any reason behind the late video. Scrolling through Twitter, you find Mark's tweet saying, "Sorry, guys."
This is a quote, okay? "Sorry, guys, vids are going to be late today. Having trouble with my computer again."
Uh-oh. Doesn't say that, but it feels like it should. "Shoot! How late?" You groaned and put on your head back. You decided you could either unpack...
Put on your head?
Put your head back. You decide you could either unpack loads of boxes you had to unpack after moving your stuff in, or you could sit back and keep refreshing YouTube. You were about to choose the second option when you heard a loud crash behind your wall, followed by a curse word.
What was that?
You wondered aloud. If your if your new neighbor was going to be this loud all the time, you're going to have a big problem. You refreshed YouTube once more before returning your phone to your pocket and stood up.
Well, if Mark is going to be a while, I might as well go see what's going on with the weirdo next door.
You mumbled to yourself, walking out the door. Right, well, first of all, I can already tell that Markiplier's the neighbor.
It's so predictable.
Anyway, knocking on the door of your neighbor's apartment, you hear someone yelling, "Shut up, Wade!"
That's my
from
best.
inside. You raised an eyebrow. You could have sworn you heard that voice before. You knocked again and heard footsteps coming towards the door. And never in life did you think you'd see who'd open it.
Did you like my Markiplier impression?
Yeah, it was amazing.
My voice kind of
It shouldn't be more like, "Shut up, Wade," or something. I don't know, he's got kind of like a Seth Rogen-y sounding voice.
Thank you, Lizard, for... Should I comment on it?
Mm-hmm. If that's what you feel
Shall we
like.
say? Shall we say?
Sweet fanfiction.
Sweet fanfiction. One for the records. If you go on this fanfiction and see this comment, then you know it's me.
Okay.
Full stop.
I like creativity in people.
My profile picture is Check It from the Pyrocynical Club Penguin video.
Nice. I enjoy people being able to be creative in their own way.
Through fanfiction? What's your thoughts on fanfiction?
I think that people can write it if they want, you know?
I mean, you have wrote it, so...
Yeah,
You have
exactly.
written. You have...
Written it. As long as you don't, you know, hassle anyone about it or whatever, you know? You wouldn't want to tell the person that you're writing fanfiction about that you're writing fanfiction.
You wouldn't want Bill Hader
because
to read
they
yours.
would not want to read that. But it's appreciated.
When do you cross a line, though, from writing fanfiction to writing disturbing stuff? You know, like wasn't there, when I used to be into Dan and Phil, there was this one fanfiction
where they do, like, you know... I think it's...
That was really disgusting and everyone hated it.
I think there's a line that you need to not cross sometimes, where if you would like to make ships on people, that's okay. But it's not good for that person because they don't want all this stuff going around that, you know, like ships.
Shouldn't really ship real people.
Yeah.
Only fiction. Yeah. Well, The Throne of Glass book was originally, I think, on a fiction writing site, which is mostly code for fanfiction site. Yeah. Which explains why the first book was
terrible.
It wasn't like awful,
cringy,
but it was
predictable.
It was usual. But it did.
Why don't we go for some writing tips?
Talking about Throne of Glass, I'm on Empire of Storms,
which is the
5th book.
Wow.
I think I've read 2 books since last time, and it is so much better than the first book. It's getting so intense. Like, if you've read it, I just read about Manon's father, and I'm so shook. So surprised. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, but I don't care either. I just like to, you know, discuss.
Writing tips.
Writing tips. I'm not a great writer, nor do I claim to be.
But you have some epic fanfiction.
But I do enjoy writing.
Writing is fun.
It's good. It's a good laugh, you know. It's a nice way to vent, in a way.
A good tip that I always have is, there are always more people in the world than your main characters.
Yeah.
Which is something in the Throne of Glass series that improved, because before it was literally just Selena, Dorian, Kale, and the King, and some people aside from them from time to time, but it's mostly those 3. But now you have to expand on your world.
Yeah, remember to build a good setting so that you can definitely see, like, feel what's going around or whatever, like you can understand, like, oh, if they're in a house or something, you can sometimes, see what it looks like in a way. Or
Show, don't tell.
yeah. So, yeah, that's a tip that I would have. Sometimes your conversations don't have to be so formal. I think a lot of people go weird there, where either they go way too formal, or they'll go really quick or brief with their conversations. Whereas you should, expand it and add in some filler that doesn't need
Yeah.
to be there, but it makes it sound more natural.
Dialogue is very important, but it can be so easily overdone.
Yeah, I've read one where basically a person went on the phone and was just like, "Hey,
Teachers.
how's it going?" And then they were like, "I'm good. I'm at this place." And there's like, "Oh, I'll go as well," even though, we're both celebrities who have acting jobs or whatever. And it's like, okay. And then they just show up the next day and you're like, okay, I guess. But,
Yeah.
they don't put in mind about, real life or anything, which I think is kind of important, is that you kind of remind yourself that these are supposedly to be like real people. That's quotation marks because they're, people that you've made up, but, try and make them seem real.
They shouldn't sound like robots. That's a big problem with YA fiction, which is young adult for those who don't know. It's a very, very big stereotype for it to be cliche. The same thing. And when I went to Liverpool the other day with my school, I went into this massive bookstore, spent most of the time there, and I went to the young adult fiction part, and I just read the blurbs of each book, and they all just the same thing over and over. And they all have the dialogue issue where they just talk like robots, they don't talk like real people.
Yeah, you need to remember to keep out of those cliches and try to come up with something that's, different, or like, it doesn't have to be extremely out there or anything. It just has to be like a story that you feel like hasn't been told before or not told well enough, People always go for the old, we've been best friends, but I kind of have a crush on this guy sort of thing. You don't need to go for that. You can go for something else.
Or this nerdy girl falls in love with the
bad boy. Bad boy.
Or the other way around.
Bad boy is the most annoying thing on the planet. If you've ever been on Wattpad and read any books from it, it will say bad boy on it, and that is about it.
Yeah.
Try something different.
And our friend, Jeremy, likes YA fiction, and she thinks she won't branch out from there, which is really annoying me because, oh my god, your cat's trying to get across. Did you see that?
Yeah, she does this. once I put like I put my hand out like this, like between two sofas to like let her come across, but she wouldn't go across, and I put two cushions down on my arm and she went across, and it was the best.
That's great. Okay, so that's all she reads, YA, and I'm like, so many better genres out there.
Yeah. If you're a teenager and you know about life, young adult fiction is the most dullest things.
There are exceptions. It doesn't have to be like that. There's one thing.
Yeah.
Like, if you, apart from the stereotypical stuff that happens in young adult fiction, there's no rules that certain books have to be. It's the thing. How do you distinguish between YA and just adult fiction? For fiction,
I feel like YA is definitely aimed towards those who are, young. I don't know what else to say. Like,
and teen fiction and YA fiction are basically the same thing. There's one thing.
Yeah, definitely, I would agree. I think you should go out of your reading comfort zone sometimes.
Yeah. Like, I
read something weird.
I always used to just read horror books. So I read a young adult book. That threw me off. That threw me into
like, whoa.
That was weird.
Maybe actually start with children's book and work your way up through them, because then you'll appreciate them more.
That's the thing. children's literature is so much better than we give it credit for. I read the Anne of Green Gables
I love Anne of Green
series,
Gables.
and it was amazing. I seriously recommend it because children's literature is so good, and we just go past
Dismiss
it
it.
because it's children's, but it is
It's
really good.
labeled in a way. I feel like young adult and teen fiction are the ones to skip because they'll go for, your stereotypical angsty teen looking idea. But when you're an angsty teen, I don't think you want to read about angsty teens, really. I don't want to, at least. I don't want to read about some, geeky girl who, falls in love with this guy and he falls in love back or whatever, because it's so overplayed and I just can't be bothered anymore. Sometimes you want to get out of that because you want to. I think as a teenager, we always want to get out of that teenager role in our lives where we want to be adults as soon as possible, which, by the way, is a terrible thing because you do not want to be an adult. But that's not the point. The point
We
is
talk from experience.
that there's a lot of good books out there that are for adults.
My top 3 books are Gone Girl, Big Little Lies, and Luckiest Girl Alive. I recommend those.
I don't really read.
No, you don't.
I'm just going for the Train Spotting series.
Is really good. It's an adult fiction. It's mature, to say the least. And there are things in it which can trigger people, so be wary of that. I don't want to spoil anything, so I won't go in detail, but at the end, she goes against a typical stereotype to be expected of a New York person girl. There's like perfect people with perfect jobs type thing. And it's really good. So yeah. And then Gone Girl is obviously a classic.
I think, if you don't
it's a I don't know if it counted as psychological thriller actually. Psychological thrillers are always really good.
If you don't read, I would actually recommend reading a book from like a film that you've seen or something, like something that you recognize, because then it will be helpful when you're trying to get into reading.
That one, was it The Lonely Bones or The Lovely Bones? I always get mixed up between the two.
Don't know.
It's either one of them. I read the book, and apparently it's a film out, and I want to see that, but the book is really good as well. That's another book. Psychological thrillers are almost guaranteed to be good, because it's hard to write them, but when you master it, then what are you doing?
I can see through the thingies.
You're looking through the holes in a hat.
Look at them. See?
Wow.
Okay. You can see through them. It's amazing.
Your cat is so unimpressed.
Yeah.
So yeah, just fiction.
Yeah. Real quickly, I wanted to recommend the film Misery. Misery's a great film. It's a thriller/horror film. I think it's one of the best of all time in that sort of genre because it's got lots of suspense and tension, and it was actually a novel by Stephen King. So, read that if you want to instead. But yeah, I really recommend watching it. It's on Netflix. So,
Stephen King. Man.
Stephen King, yeah. The dude.
That dude.
He's really weird, though. He's really creepy.
Yeah, he always has this thing when he writes about young girls and he writes about over-sexualizes them.
Yeah, it's not good, but the film's really amazing, so check it out if you want to. Sims.
Yeah, I've been playing...
oh, wait, can we have a Fortnite first?
No, first... Yeah, fine. Fine. Fortnite. What does that entail, Hallie?
We're just going to talk about Fortnite for a minute.
Would you give Fortnite a chance?
Yeah.
Aside from all the memes.
Yeah. I would give Fortnite a chance if it didn't have such a awful following, which is the world, basically. I hate being part of a thing that's so big that it becomes intoxicating. Toxic.
I think I play it ironically like Club Penguin, but when those multiplayer games
online.
when you play them and the only way to improve at all is to spend money on them, that kind of thing, I
Yeah.
just don't like at
Especially
all.
at this point where the game's so popular and so it's like difficult to get into a game because everyone else is going to be so much better than you anyway. So that would be another point of why I just don't play Fortnite.
I just know that there's John Wick in there.
Yeah, John Wick from Fortnite. Okay, that was a minute of Fortnite.
That's all we need of Fortnite, really.
So The
A
Sims.
minute. So I've been playing The Sims 2 recently. I've just gotten back into it. And it's so much better than I remember. I really think it stood the test of time and will do, because the graphics aren't really that bad for when it was made.
Yeah.
Even if you find it awful, there's some content to install.
Yeah, it's a great game. I would say it's not very good creator wise. Well, it's okay creator wise, but it's not very good building wise. I can't build in Sims 2, but it's amazing for playing it.
Yeah, for the actual story and
Yeah.
controlling your Sims' lives aspect.
It's got so much content that they just ripped away in Sims 3 and 4. Especially 4. 3 was, I think 3 is really good as well. I do.
Yeah.
I think it's great. It did take a bit of what Sims 2 had out of it though, which was really sad. And then Sims 4, it's amazing to look at. Sims 4 looks great, but it took out so much, and it's like, what's even the point of playing it sometimes?
I feel Sims 3 and Sims 4 could, if someone looked at those who didn't know anything prior, they would think it was from a different kind of franchise to Sims 2, because it's so different, really.
Hmm.
I mean, they're both life simulators, but there you go. Yeah, so I went to a charity shop. I'm not sure what do they call it in America?
Thrift stores.
Thrift stores.
Thrift shop.
And I found a massive box full of Sims games. So I got some Sims 2 expansion packs and Sims 3 stuff packs. So I've just been playing them,
Yeah.
and it's so good. I mean, I don't think we, as a community, give it enough credit for how good it is, really.
Yeah. I think a lot of YouTubers get stuck in this mindset of promotion for EA because they help
Did we
out those
talk about this last
YouTubers. I don't know. They help out those YouTubers and then they end up, not ever going back to the other games. Like they'll sometimes go back for like one quick video, but they'll never go back and do like a whole let's play from The Sims 2 or something.
Yeah. While I've been playing, I've been watching live Sims 2014 Sims 2 Let's Play. And that's been fun.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's sad because the Sims community can't be honest, I think.
No. I mean, EA. EA.
EA is the worst. Honestly. Love The Sims, but that was Maxis, so whatever.
Yeah, that's very true. I watched a history of Max's video, and that was...
Was that Lazy Game Review? Oh, that guy. Lazy Game
Probably.
Review, shout out to him. He's pretty epic.
Pretty epic.
He reviews every single Sims expansion / stuff pack, and he gives a really honest review. He gives them so honestly that EA stopped sending them for free because they did not like his reviews of their stuff.
That's great. I love that.
Yeah. But it shows you how, awful EA are,
Your cat's meowing.
They won't take criticism. Yeah. Ugh, I should probably open that door. Well, I think, anyway, this is around the halfway mark anyway, so any last remarks?
Fanfiction.
For this?
I think it's a good place to start when, to focus on writing techniques instead of character building, because you already have the pre-made materials there for you.
Yeah.
But know that you will be embarrassed by it in years to come, and
I still like writing them.
What was I going to say? You should expand your horizons, because it's not the only thing you should write.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's why
Yes.
I write other stuff.
That's why we write our souls away.
But yeah, no, definitely if you want to get into writing or even reading sometimes, because you already know what who the characters are, so it's a lot easier to get into reading as well.
Sometimes you're just lonely. You just want to read
Yeah.
fan fiction where you're with your favorite celebrity,
Which is fine, no judging here, no judgment.
Judging. We do not judge here on the Table and Chair podcast.
Okay. We'll be back in just a moment.